The Changers Church Valley Reservation. 8. The story of Bear Valley Park. This town provides scenic outlook so anyone that comes here and watch the wild animals and take pictures. We have bears, and some moose. Once in a while you will see rabbits, fox and ducks. The Changers Church Valley Reservation. The population of Bear Valley Park has 100 residents. Has 200 homes, stores, hotel that has 200 rooms, dinner can seat up to 100 and Bear Valley Bank, horse stable with fix-it shop. The Changers Church main office, church, council, court, jail, church school, county school and city hall, general store, laundry mat, barber shop, hairdresser, small hospital, dentist, movie theater, gospel music dance hall. When the town gets bigger there are more businesses added. I got here on the morning train and went right to the church office. I went in and said I would like to see whoever is in charge. The person behind the counter said have a seat. I went and sat down and it was not long when someone come and said follow me. We went into his big office and he said glad that you come here, we have some problems with some of the people here and need your help. They are acting funny and some do not even know who I am any longer and we went to school together. I said okay, and when did the stranger come into town and started shaking everyone's hands and saying things? He said about a month ago. He only shook hands with some but not all everyone that was here. I said sounds like some of the ones I have dealt with in some of the other towns. So where is the stranger right now? I think he is in your office at the town hall. Okay, I want you to follow me and I will show you what to do, for you have never had anything like this happen before and no one showed you how to deal with it. So come with me and I will show you how to deal with this. We left the church office and headed to City Hall and just about to get there when someone come and said where are you going? You cannot go in there unless you have a court date. I said congregations on your promotion and reached out my hand and he grabbed my hand and soon his eyes changed and stood back. Soon he looks at me and said where am I and what am I doing here? Last I remember I was in one of the stores getting something for dinner and now woke up here. I said go home and get some rest and go to your job tomorrow, okay? He left and we went into the city hall and went up to the front desk. I said congregations on your promotion and reached out my hand and he grabbed my hand and soon his eyes changed and sat down and just looked at me. Then looked at us and said how long have you been here? I said we just come into the office and we want to see who is in charge. They said he is in your office. I said thank you and we walked to my office and knocked on the door. The voice said come in. We went in and the first thing I said was, I said congregations on your promotion and reached out my hand and he grabbed my hand and soon his eyes changed and forth. So I know who he was and held on and said in the name of the Spirit of Truth release him forever, and then his eyes cleared up and he sat down and just looked at me. Then he looked at me and said we put safeguards in so you would not be able to change us back. How did you do it? I am one of the children of God direct and you do not. God is the creator and has the power to create. The only way is if you become as a spirit, then I cannot do anything to you, but that means you will die trying. Then once you die you will stand before God and God will say do you believe that I am real? If you say no I do not, then you will cease to exist. There is no hell as you think there is beyond this word, for there is none. All creators that are human will have the choice to follow God or to cease to exist. Then I looked at the guy that was with me and I said what happened to the classes that were set up to be taught every week? He then said there was a guy that come around and said his name was Rudy and that we did not have to hold classes any long because there was someone coming into town that would have their own classes from now on. But never happened here, that is. I said sit with him for I have something to do, and I left the office and went outside and changed everyone back. Then I went in and said okay come with me. We all went to the jailhouse and we went inside and went up to the front desk and the one behind the desk said wow glad to see you and who is this? I said this is the one that caused all the trouble and I want him transferred to Toendatal as soon as you can. He said no problem, we can do that. Then I looked at him, and if you give them any trouble I will tell them to tase you at least 3 times. He said, well, in that case I better follow the rules. I said it will be for your safety if you did that. I said I have got a lot of things to do now and I will see you again in Toendatal soon. We left the office and went back to the town hall, and things seemed to be okay for now. I went up to the one behind the counter and said we will need to see all the court records that this guy did while I was gone so I can go through them. He said when he brought back the folders, he said the guy's name was Tidewells and that is all he gave for a name. We got the files and went back into my office now that I can. We sat there and went through all the files and set some aside to read. For some was okay and others was not. If at any time, I said, if someone comes up and wants a new hearing, give it to them. It might be the same outcome, but at least they will be heard again within the right court system. After we was done, we took them back out and passed him 2 piles and had him set up the ones we wanted to retry. Then said if anyone comes in and wants a new hearing, set it up for them and we will read the hearing, but it might be close to what was already done. The one behind the counter said okay, we will take care of it from here. I said let us go back to your office and get things set up so I can take care of other things. We went back and we talked and he set every up for the classes again, and then I left the office and went right to the dinner and got some lunch. I went back to the church office to see if he wanted to go to the bear park. He one behind the counter said he went for lunch right after you left. I said where did he go? He said I thought he went with you to the dinner to get lunch. I said he did not, and I said where does he live? He gave me the address and walked down to his house, and it was not very far anyway. As I was walking down the street, people started coming out of their homes and coming over to shake my hand, for they found out that we changed everyone back from the evil that was within. They said, are you going to preach tonight? I said well I can if you would like that. They all said they wanted me to preach tonight, so I said I would. They all left and went home. Then the guy come out and said why are you down here? I said I was wondering if you want to go to Bear Valley Park. He said okay, once I finish lunch I will be at the office soon, okay. He went back inside and I headed back to the church office. I sat and waited until he got back and we went to the train station and caught the train to park. I said on the way there, how many times have you been to the park? He said many times with the kids and the wife. We like to see all the animals they have now. We got there and see all the animals and talked to as many as we could and left and went back to the church. I said time for supper and rest time. I left and went to the dinner and sat down. Then I said I will see you in the next town. Written by John the Changer.